everybody. Thank you for joining this third episode of season 1 of Lunch and Learn series on how to deal with the talent war. So thank you to turn off your videos and micro. And my name is Reza Pir Nazar. I'm the founder and CEO of Kita, and I'll be your host today for the next 30 minutes. So a little bit about myself. So I'm founder of Kita. I'm expert in loyalty. I have 25 years experience in retail, including 15 years in loyalty fields. And today I mix my experience as a loyalty expert with my platform of Kita, creating experiences and gifts to help corporate clients in order to prepare for them engagement and onboarding programs. That's why I'm talking about this subject today. Next slide. So talents war, what are we talking about? So before we get into it, I would like to give you some numbers. Today in 2021, 4.1% of GDP was done from digital economy, and only 1% of the workforce in age of working is in the digital economy area. So as we can see, there is a huge gap between the contribution in the economic area and also in the workforce. The gap is really important. And there are some studies says that by 2030, there will be a shortage. There would be a need of 9 million additional workforce, educated people. And that means that it's 600,000 people every year coming to the workforce area. And we are very far from this 600,000. A majority of this workforce has to go to the digital economy, and we are very far for that. But the talent war is also a question of culture, because today the new generation, they grew up with this ongoing crisis, economic crisis all the time, and they saw their parents getting fired from their companies after 10, 15, 20 years of service. And they took the lesson and they said to themselves, okay, we are going to do it our way. So now they are not loyal anymore. They are like a zapping culture. They zap all the time. As soon as they have a better opportunity, they have no they just go. They just take the opportunity and change a job for 10%, 15% additional salary, but sometimes much more than that. That creates a headache for the HR, which this talent war becomes top 5 priorities for HR today, and it creates really a huge headache for them. Because it takes a lot of resources to hire new talents. It also requests a lot of money. Also, if, for example, you hire headhunters to get new talents. So it's really important for the HR to be able to address this talents war issue. And why it is important also to address it is because less you have loyal employees, less you can make your customers loyal. So loyalty of your employees create loyalty of your customers. And that's why it is so important to make sure that your talents stay with you, or you hire the right talents to bring in the best customers also. Sorry. Okay, the next slide. So why is that so hard to keep your talents? There are many reasons. So the first reason in Indonesia is, of course, better wage expectations. Kids who get out of school, usually they start with a very low salary, 6, 7 million, 8 million sometimes, and their objective is to very fast be able to earn much more than that, because sometimes they have loans for study, sometimes their parents, they need help, sometimes they have dreams of buying a house. So there is a lot of reason why they need and they want to get a better salary very fast. There's also lack of onboarding or poor internal inclusive policy. How many times it happens that people get in a company and there is nobody expecting them. There's nobody waiting for them. The HR is searching for the PIC to onboard that person, and this will create some very bad first impression of the company. There's also lack of internal mobility, promotion or development. When you see in a company that there is no possible evolution for you to go to the next level, when you see that there is no training program, all this will create unsatisfaction for employees and make them leave your company. There's also no fit between employee and company culture and values. This is also one of the reasons why people leave, and many studies show that it's maybe better for you to hire a lower experienced person who fits your company culture and values than hiring somebody highly fit for that position, but actually not really fitting your company's culture and values, which either that person will become toxic to your company, either he or she will leave in the next 3 to 6 months. So it's better to hire somebody who is a good fit for your company than who has a best experience. Lack of quality of work life. This is also more and more important. More and more, the new generation wants to have break time, wants to have a private time. They don't want to work all the time. Even though they work a lot, much more than the previous ones, and the limits between work and life, personal life, is not always very clear, especially since COVID. And since the time that we are work from home, the limit is more flu. So we don't. We need to actually address this issue and find some quality time for them to just unplug from work. And of course, last but not least, bad managers make very often good people leave your company. So make sure that you have the right people in the key positions. So let's focus on the top 5 reasons why your people leave. High workload, stress in the workplace, not enough breaks, lack of recognition feeling, lack of social moments. All these are will create unsatisfaction among your people and make them leave. For example, I give you one example, not enough breaks. One of my friend's sister used to work for Gojek, and apparently in Gojek, there is no limit to take holidays. So at least it was the case at that time. I don't know if it's always true, but at that time, there was no limit. So you can take 2 weeks holiday or you take 1 month holiday. As long as the job is done, go on, take it. And there is the approval process and everything is very, very simplified, so that there is no shame to take some holidays and go do a Europe tour or America tour, or take some holidays, well-deserved holidays in Bali. Okay, so yeah, the most important is that you start doing things, doing the right things to improve your employees' everyday life. So what are the solutions to address these issues? So as I said previously, it is much more important to recruit talents that are matching your company's culture and values. Create a special process of onboarding. How many times did we see on LinkedIn people who post pictures of their first day on their desk when they arrive? They have a notebook, they have a pen, they have a tumbler, everything is already there. They have their laptop prepared. There is somebody's waiting for them, and that creates a great first impression of the company. And what is good is also the fact that these people will take a picture and share it on social media. That's a good advertising also for your company. And to give you an idea, one of my friends, again, just joined 6 months ago a go-to group, and he had a 6 weeks onboarding program. So every day he had a program already prepared by the HR in collaboration with all the people he needed to meet, and and everything was already prepared. So when he arrived, he was like telling me the story and sharing with me, and it was great because he had everything. He was meeting everybody and get a really a broad idea of what is GoTo and what it represents, and who are the key people to meet. So this is kind of really important actions that you need to do. Encourage internal mobility. That's another solution that can be a good one. I give you an example. When I used to work in Galeries Lafayette in France, we had a program called Vie ma vie, Live My Life. Basically, every month you would draw and the name of somebody in the company, and it could be from office boy until the CEO of the company, and you would spend one day with this person, and everybody would do that. One day you spend with that person to learn about his or her job, to understand what they are doing, and sometimes you would come back with some ideas of how to improve the process, how to improve the system, and how to improve other people's life by doing something small on your side. So it creates actually a very good company culture within the employees by themselves, not always from top down. Help your talents grow is one of the actions that also can be done. This is very important because there was this quote that was saying the CFO asking the CEO, what if we train them and they leave? And the CEO answer, what if we don't train them and they stay? So training people, make them grow. It's very important. Even if they leave your company, still they will go in another company and they will use what they learn in your company in that company, and it will be again another advertising for your startup company, and people from other companies will want to come to join your company. So all these things actually to do them will create a good culture, will create a good advertising for your company. And finally, provide them with a great quality work life by doing things together, by rewarding them. This is one thing that you can start with. it's to give some reward to your employees in order to create a good work-life balance. So some ideas of how you can reward them and what are the benefits of these rewards is, for example, offering a social and entertaining moments. For example, once a year for the anniversary of the company, gather everybody. For Christmas, give a budget for every team to gather together, to have a dinner or lunch together. These will create sweet memories for employees and will help them to really keep a good connection with the company. The second benefit and idea is to display company's gratitude for achieved work. For example, another sharing experience when I used to work in Gap in the 90s, we had these tickets where we could, if we see somebody doing something good, something great, we will put their name on it, we'll put our name on it, and we'll put the action that they did on the card. And this card would go in a fishbowl, and every month we would gather all together, have a juice or Coca-Cola, and draw one name, and that name would become the employee of the month and would get a gift, or would get a gift card. And that's one of the good ways to reward somebody, because it's actually relevant and measurable. Whereas sometimes I see in some companies, they put the picture of their employees on their wall, and every month is just changed based on no data, based on no real action. So it's just to reward everybody, so everybody's happy. But actually, at the end of the day, it creates more jealousy, and there is no additional value for the employees, and no real recognition. The third is offer a relaxation moments which will lower stress and compensate a bit of high workload. Offer an experience for them to go have a lunch or dinner or a spa moment, or go for a go-kart or I don't know, ice skating. This kind of break time that are very short but can be very, very positive in people's minds. So organize a celebration at key moments for your company, offer a gift for the end of the year, offer a gift for your employees' work anniversary. These are some examples of rewards that you can be offering to your employees. Finally, Cadeau Kita. So we are doing all these rewards. We are offering solutions to our corporate clients with specific boxes, customized. We create a specific experience for them based on their needs. We help them create onboarding programs, engagement programs, and all this with any budget that companies have. Usually we adapt to the budget of each company, and we create the best solution for them. So this is the end of my presentation. So if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer and address your questions. Is there any questions?
Hi, Reza.
Hi, Jérôme.
Yeah, Jérôme's here indeed. It's thank you very much for sharing, very very insightful. Do you mind? I mean, you used to work in a pretty sizable company, and now you are more an entrepreneur's path, right? Somehow. So as you said, for instance, there is some leverage we cannot use in a smaller company, like internal mobility by essence, right? It's pretty reduced in a smaller company. So what are the I don't know, the tips, or what can you say more specifically for startup and starting company, which are, you know, not big accounts, but anything you believe can help to have these people sticking around?
It's pretty difficult for the smaller ones, because today the bigger ones are well funded, and they really propose big, huge salaries, which is not anymore the case today. But I would say really work environments is probably the most important. Make sure that your employees have whatever they need to give their best. You will not be able to compete in the salary area, so you have to be able to keep them with other stuff, which is, for example, a great onboarding. Make them come with you 1 day per month. Take them with you so they can understand what is the life of an entrepreneur, or accompany them, go to see them, and spend some time with them. Invite them sometimes for lunch, or just to bring some food, order some food and share with them in the office. Create this environment where employees, they actually create bonding with personal bonding with you and with the management team. This, I think, is the one of the solutions that I would say it's easy to do, not very expensive, and yeah, easy.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any other questions?
We do in a meeting chat. We have Emmeline asking rewards. We like to know how small or large a gift is. How can you motivate a job candidate to entice him or prior to accepting the job offer? So someone who hasn't joined yet your company, but you know, it's actually a very interesting question.
Yes, it's so basically you need to create your company's reputation out there, and this is not a job that you can do overnight. You cannot attract a great candidate to join your company if you have not prior to that created the reputation of your company on LinkedIn, on the market, with other employees who left the company and who can talk about the company outside there. So this is one of the things, and it takes really a lot of time.
Can I just, I mean, that's a very interesting question. Actually, it's the first time I hear that, you know, having this foresight that someone who hasn't joined even your company, you need to engage him. And that's a very critical question, because as you know, right, I'm running a recruitment agency, IPs, and the onboarding process starts before, and you're right, starts before, 90 days before someone joins. Why? Because during these 90 days, you're gonna tender his resignation, and someone gonna counter for him, right? I mean, someone in the company, if it's a good candidate, gonna most probably counter offer and stuff like that. So it's proven that, unfortunately, it works. It doesn't like long. I mean, it doesn't last very long, because you know when your boss knows that you have one foot already, you know, somewhere else. Usually, you know, somehow you are not anymore part of the strategy team somehow. But yet, just to give my 2 cents to Emmeline, right? There is some onboarding tools which are, you know, built for you to communicate with a new joiner. I mean, a new joiner to be, right? So you can send some greetings, you can send some, you know, not only the nitty-gritty of getting his bank number or stuff like that, but you can also welcome him. You can somehow organize 3 weeks before a kind of a coffee session with the team, and so on and so forth. So it's a very interesting question, and more often than not, right? It's very clear that people are usually counter-offered, and it's important to start this work of making them feel welcome even before they join the company. So thank you for the question, Emeline. I think that, and thank you, Reza, for the insight.
Yeah, I think you are the best person for answering this question, actually. Thank you for taking the lead on this. So we have another question. Can you give best practice example of display of gratitude for achieved work? Yeah, the best, I think for me, the best display of gratitude is regular feedback. Is that if you go to see your employees regularly and you thank them and you congratulate them, this is really the best one. And maybe once every here and there, offer them a small gift. That is always good. And yeah, this, I think it's a good start. Okay, I think the last one is no question. We have a very good reputation over 16 years. So there is no more question. All good?
All clear?
Okay. So yeah, I would conclude this session by thanking you all for joining this webinar. I think we are in a transition of cultures where in Indonesia specifically there are more and more generational gap between X, Y, and Z, this new generation, they just want to take it all. So we have to adapt to them, and we have to make sure that we treat them correctly. We treat them with respect and love, because that's what we need in the workspace today. And I hope that you had a good time with my presentation, and wish you a very good day.
Thank you, Reza. Before we leave each other, I got a question also from Emeline, which maybe was about what's going to happen next during the next Lunch and Learn, right? So it's going to be actually about the offer management. So meaning that, you know, when you've done all the way, right, from identifying a candidate and meeting him, and you know, and all the stuff, it's always a, you know, a tough moment when the guys say no, right? So offer management is a process that obviously we with IPs, right, and with you're gonna be Chun Weng Tan, who is the managing director for IP Southeast Asia. We're gonna share with all the attendees about, you know, how to make sure that we come up with someone that people gonna sign at the end of the day, and we have a deal. So that's gonna be the next topic of the Lunch and Learn, who should happen in the next 3 weeks, if I believe so, right? If I'm not wrong.
Anyways, we will communicate to all our network information 1 week before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Jérôme. Thank you for this presentation.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you and bon appétit.